Thank you to Huel for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit.
Citizens of the Reject Nation, we are diving into episode 2 of Creature Commandos. Very excited to see where things go. That first episode moved at a feverish pace. Gregg, are you excited?
I'm excited to continue this world of James Gunn.
Good, because we're about to get into it. Prepper, thank you. You make this possible. As we saw in episode 1,
Good Indians.
there was animated boobies. And frankly, I don't know how that works on YouTube. You got to be careful around the animated boobies.
Can't have
I
animated
don't even know if I
boobies.
can say boobies. I don't even know what words are allowed. YouTube's
find
pretty
out.
critical.
We'll find out.
All right, well, maybe you're going to hear beeps, but I said boobies. Read my lips. If you want to see us react in the entirety, including animated boobies and Frank Grillo's junk, head on over to Patreon, where you can watch it in its entirety. You sync up with your own copy on HBO Max, and it's like you're sitting on the couch watching it with us in full. Patrons also get exclusive watch-alongs where Gregg and John watch things just for them while he hydrates mercilessly.
Oh, God.
That's good. You feel good? You feel better?
I feel good. I'm awake now.
There he is. That's what he needed. That's the little what's the lady's name? The fish lady? That's you.
You're the comic guy.
I've made a fool of myself. This is on me.
Shape of Water?
Yeah, that's her name. We're gonna watch this in 3, 2, 1. Bodies.
I would love to put together some type of like Frankenstein monster. 1831.
We're about to see the bride form.
We're about to see the Frankenstein movie.
How is it fair that you know love and I do not?
I am merely saying, if we give it time...
I'm just...
If you do not make me a wife, the only fair remedy would be for me to destroy yours, father. That would bring balance to life, they would say.
Oh my God, he's controlling the situation.
Settle yourself, Eric. We're already proceeding.
Got a name. Eric.
This is what humans do. Share feelings without becoming over-animated.
That's ironic.
I like the intellectual Frankenstein, positing morals.
So beautiful. This is the face of my true love.
She isn't bad looking.
No,
She's pretty.
pretty bride.
You were born here?
Yeah.
That ska vibe, killing it. Right in.
I do love these opening credits.
Really strong. Oh, Sean Gunn's both. Didn't catch that he was G.R. Robot last time. Consequences.
What an awful situation to be in.
If I press this button, it activates an unbearably painful jolt directly into their brains.
Oh, that's cruel, no?
Is the point, yes?
You need to get your shirt off. Your wounds need cleaning.
She got what she wanted.
Frank Grillo. It's actually what he looks like.
I'll get these folks under control, and I'll keep you safe. Don't worry.
You're such a kind man. That is so rare here in Pokolista.
She is so thirsty.
Maybe the twist is that she's not going to betray him.
I suppose tonight was not your first battle.
Just go for a Rick Flag Sr.
Princess trapped in a castle like Mario.
Very 90 Day Fiancé.
I love 90 Day Fiancé.
Me too.
React.
Are those your parents? Psst, don't pisk me. That's not cool. You can say no. How would I know who they are?
She's great. Like, there's so much emotion in her.
Shape of Water.
Yep. Canonically.
So I guess Universal's monsters are not canon to here. Like the
Technically,
world of
that-
Universal monsters.
No, because there's a different, like, actual canon, but the characters are past IP ownership.
My father was a scientist, but he never had anything like this.
Victor was, if nothing else, a renegade.
Renegades of Funk.
Renegades of the people with their own philosophy.
It's got flowers.
So happy.
My love.
Wait.
I picked her these flowers.
She must gather her senses.
So oblivious.
She came from nothing to something in an instant. She has no tether, doesn't know where she is or who we are. She is but a cluster of fear and not knowing.
Great monologue.
Everything is fine.
These are for you.
Horrified of him. Just like the movie.
What are you looking for? Soon the general is going to notice we're missing.
Interesting perspective.
We'll have to feel that awful shock again.
Well, I felt worse.
I do not believe you.
Maybe because I'm lying.
Cat.
Close.
Did he fall in love with her?
Good.
Oh.
Why is this drudgery so important?
You want a bride who can speak, don't you?
Words get in the way of truth, drowning out the caterwaul of one's heart.
Such a poet. It's so good.
It's a great vocabulary.
Pretty. tea.
But what is it called? Necklace.
And if we find it, then we can go back.
Yes, if we find it, we can go back. Because your bitching and moaning is worse than being enslaved by that gung-ho jarhead.
The creators got an accent, right? So you learned English from.
Yeah, there's 2 of them inside.
Tanner says.
I heard.
The tech bros.
Just get the address.
That's lazy.
But impressive.
There.
Good
Editing's fun.
transition.
What about this one?
Ilana, I already told you it's just not ethical
What
for us to.
about... Don't you know I'm soon to be the queen of this country and I get what I want?
Come on, Rick Flag Sr.
Oh boy.
A boy. Hardly.
Surrender, Rick
He
Flag
relents.
Have you seen General
Flag
Flag?
Blood, episode 2.
Yeah. Why? He's, in there. Maybe you should just give him 30 seconds. I mean, you've seen the princess. I don't know how he could hold out for more than 30 seconds to you. He's an older guy. Probably has a lot of experience. Give him a full minute.
This is not funny. Why are you smiling?
I'm a freaking skeleton. It looks like I'm smiling even when I'm not.
You are not smiling?
Oh, I am.
May I knock now?
The crackling, it just...
Who lasts more than 30 seconds?
He's older. He's trained.
This really is a work of fiction.
Yeah. Unbelievable expectations.
You're frightening her!
You failed! You failed! You made her for me! She is to love me!
Oh, dude. Oh, no. I actually really love the Frankenstein monster portrayal.
It's so
It
fun.
just made him like so
He's so poetic
so modern
and
day
sad.
human. He's just so human.
I'm fine, my dear. It is fine.
Oh, she loved father.
Yeah, she's not mourning that relationship. It's the other.
Is this it?
I wonder if Frankenstein's the antagonist. Now that we know that that relationship was not the bride of him.
I am a silly, mustachioed man.
Moustache.
Oh, you're such a Dickens.
It did happen. Oh my
Yep,
god. Yep.
such a Dickens.
Open the box.
Oh, so it does mean the world.
Sentimental.
You should have let Alexei tell me the bride and Nina were gone.
Sue me for being a bro and doing you a favor.
Is this one a dirty Nazi, General?
No, he's not a Nazi, GI.
Put his hand on his shoulder.
Okay.
Purple for me now.
Nice.
They will all vanish, I promise. It's just a matter of...
We got to get the fish to water.
Yes.
And which they will all vanish. Matter of time. I know who sees you.
Perfect hole in the wall.
Yes.
A purple little lady. And a useless clown. So, yeah.
Boom. Her home is destroyed. Her origin.
Upside down. Oh no.
From Diogenes.
Dang. Magic is the thing that's a threat to the soaps.
Always.
Cool. Love that drag down.
They're doing some cool frame rate changes and stuff too.
Whoa.
Now we see
Wow.
with his creation. Oh, and he saw it all.
Wow.
Everyone's taking a pounding.
Nice.
I have a message for your leaders.
Ouch.
Oh, right in the jewels.
Right in the jewels, yeah. You go, Shape of Water.
Nina, what the hell?
We're being attacked by Circe and her troops.
Stop, dude.
Oh, it's raining. She might be able to do something.
Ah.
Inflatable tubes.
Magic. Just slapping.
Moves very much like the Injustice video games. Oh shit!
Oh, drowning in the air.
Guess what I bring you, Mr. Victor? Lemon.
Murdered him.
Don't you understand? He and his wretched giggling and his horrid gift-giving powers were the only obstacles to our love.
Wow.
Jesus.
Mutilated him.
Now we can be together.
Frankenstein don't like fire. Oh, he mangled him,
Yeah,
dude.
he's ripped apart.
Have you ever been to American wedding? Where's the vodka? Where is marinated herring?
I love that it's still the story, just like so. Transition.
Oh gosh, she just stalked her.
Everybody's full of cake, staring at the floor. Robert Goffel start to
I love this story between them. Always got a smile on his face.
All the different decades of chaos.
World War II.
Yes.
Awesome.
Cool.
This is never gonna fall for you.
It's been 100 years, bro. Amazing. I want to freeze frame those and see what they were. That was fantastic.
Sorry. Go. Yourself.
All right.
Sam Liu's one of the OG DC like icons of the films. So it is like you were talking about, bringing that team over. He did a lot of the good DC feature film stuff, animated. That was episode 2 of Creature Commandos. What a journey it was.
Thank you to Huel for sponsoring today's video. Now, guys, I'm going to give you all the God's honest truth of how this sponsorship came to be. We got contacted about basically partnering up with Huel. Before we agreed to anything, the very first thing I said was I would like to try the product first. I did a Instagram post on our Real Rejects one. It was the first time you see me trying the Huel product. Basically going like, hey, we might not partner with them. This is not a paid Instagram post, but I just wanted to try it since a lot of you guys asked for like health recommendations now and to know kind of what I take, only because of the fact that I'm vegetarian and I have very limited protein options. So I gave it a shot and ended up loving it. Primarily the chocolate one. Wow, this is a really great one. One of the best things about it is that, yes, it's pre-packaged, and a lot of times when it comes to like the pre-packaged bottles, I'm not a big fan of them normally. What you got me drinking on camera is one of these, which takes a very long time to put together and can often get messy, and it's just not aesthetically pleasing, but I'm trying to pack like a lot of vitamins and fiber, protein. The best part about Huel is a lot of what I try to pack into this one giant shake is already available in this little bottle. Often tastes better than what I can actually assemble myself. It actually tastes great. It's got a high protein intake count as well. And you know what? Brand new bottle. If you guys can see, it's filled to the top. This is how good it tastes. Now, normally what you want to do is spread it out, but if you want it in one go, it is just as good. It tastes really freaking good. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. The one thing they want me to say is you can get 15% off Huel today with code REJECTS at Huel.com/rejects. Fuel your best performance with Huel today. They are great, and I am already almost out of the many bottles they sent me. If you guys do go check them out at Huel.com/rejects, you'll see that they got a whole bunch more items available as well. And if they taste anything as good as this, I'm going to be a very happy customer for a very, very long time. So join me on this health journey.
Again, insane kinetic pace, crazy action, Really great voice acting, really endeared to these characters really quickly, especially for them being very obscure in the DC universe. Greg, what'd you think?
I kind of loved that one.
Yeah?
Yeah, and sincerely. I was the first episode to me was just like the Suicide Squad with animated and a little discounted with monsters. And this really demonstrated something that felt more unique. And I love the dark, twisted, mangled romance of Frankenstein and the bride. And this, I've never seen that rendition on it. I don't know if this is the first one to do it. But I've never seen that where the bride and the creator fall in love with each other and start an affair. I've never seen that done before, but I like the twist on that and the obsessive romance that he is programmed, Frankenstein himself is programmed with, where he is just like the most ridiculous stalker through time, as them being immortals, essentially, and he just stalks her throughout time. It's like in his mind, he really feels like he's living a love story. He really feels like he's living a romance, and she's on a completely own different journey. And I love the way he's, I don't mean this just in animation form. I mean like as he's portrayed, the way he's illustrated as a character. Like there's a fun modern day touch to him as this like narcissistic, abusive, gaslighting monster. Yeah, it's in a domestically violent situation and controlling. Like it's neat in the way they've it's neat in the way they've done it. And I really enjoyed that a lot. Everything about it. I'll just touch on that one part for now. But yeah, everything about it I thought was really great.
I was really impressed with David Harbour's performance. Like whether it's the Russian in the first episode or the broken poet waxing poetic and being so broken here, but you really feel, even though he's like clearly the villain, like he's got no redeeming attributes, but the way it's portrayed is so captivating because it's Harbour. And I was really impressed with that. I really like the humor of again, I think even though we had limited screen time here, Dr. Phosphorus is a standout because Alan Tudyk is so charismatic with his voice work. Really impressed there. First episode leaned a bit more on Weasel for physical humor, and I thought that was my slight concern in the first episode was it's going to be the one Nazi joke and the Weasel physical humor. But clearly with the second episode, we got to see that there is a versatility in actual characterization humor.
Yeah.
I definitely think that the first episode needed to have a bit of Task Force M mirroring Task Force X for day-to-day audiences. You might not be wrong that it was a bit much in its similarity, but I do think that made it more approachable. So the day-to-day audience that might not be interested in this at all, but at least connect to it. And I liked that it didn't live there for even 2 episodes. It was one episode, you know this world, this is familiar, this is the James Gunn type thing, and you're familiar with the Suicide Squad. Now let's go over here. And then immediately episode 2, this didn't touch on any of those familiar tropes, but you're already endeared to these characters enough. And I think that's really hard with how weird these characters are.
Yeah, one thing that the Suicide Squad, a common thing with Suicide Squad is like there's so much time spent on them forming as a team and trusting each other, and here they actually feel like a team. Yeah. Weirdly enough, like rather quick. It's just the one person who's their enemy is Rick Flag, because he's the person they would have to escape and the one who technically got them in prison. And
yet you're still endeared into their relationship with each other. Like, I like Phosphorus standing in front of the door giving them number. Like, that worked for me.
That was a really funny moment. That was really funny.
It felt authentic to the characters I just met. And I can feel that I know them enough to have that.
Yeah, like I like the heart that Phosphorus has. I think the heart feels genuine with the characters that are here. Yeah. That's kind of the way I feel like why Frankenstein does work so well, because so much about the way his dialogue is done and is pretty much, if you watch any breakdowns or analysis of the Frankenstein monster, he is this, but this version is just the vocal version of that. It's the well-spoken version of that.
Just so funny. The writing is incredible, whether it's the doctor, whether it's Frankenstein. The actual dialogue is so well written.
Big dialogue.
Big dialogue. Huge dialogue. But it's also like the arcs and story really intermix well. Like I mentioned the, standing in front of the door scene, but even the cut back to the what's up, like the throwback to the first episode's 2000s humor, the overarching jokes work, but then you care about the characters enough that you're invested in the story. And I actually want to know what's going to happen next with them on the ground, and that FU, like all of that really hits.
Yeah. I feel like some of the clear-cutness of the mission itself could still be a little bit more, it's not like unclear.
Protecting the castle from Circe and the internet bros.
Yeah, it's like because there's so much going on in the matter of 40 minutes. Yeah. There's a lot happening, and I think keeping that focus for the stakes and for and suspense and tension, whatever you want to say, for to keep it in that gripping department. I feel like that maybe could be a little bit more cleared,
sure,
and in terms of getting there, because when the action does show up, it is really engaging, and there is a lot of style that. It's the same way I would talk about Kill Bill Volume 1, where a lot of people would be like, it's style over substance, when I'm like, but no, part of the substance is the style.
Right.
And that's
what
I would...
the story and you're impacted by it.
Yeah, like there's emotion to the style. And
yeah.
I think that's one of the strengths here, like especially for an animated medium to do the montage with Frankenstein and Bride, for animated medium, I think is very effective. And to buy into it. Phosphorus, I think, is very funny. And the fish lady, Nina,
yeah,
like she's there's a sweetness to her character.
Her emotionality is so incredible. The voice acting is so good that I'm like, I want to know. Like, tell me more.
And I do think Rick Flag Sr. does distinguish himself from Rick Flag. I don't quite know how to say it. I don't quite know how to
I like the paternal element that is.
There's more of a sadness and more of a
he's playing
history.
It very like he's rugged. He's lived through.
Yeah. And
I'm excited to see that
like
character.
Gentleman-y, but you could feel there's a tough guy in there, you know.
I'm immediately excited that this is a universe where they're playing multiple mediums, because like to see him in other things has me excited.
Yeah, and I think
to see Frank Grillo himself as this character is exciting.
I can actually understand why Creature Commandos would be the good prologue for the DC universe, because it allows it to bring in, like you said, a whole bunch of different types of characters, different types of genres, to show the kind of world that they will be dealing with,
and how bold and broad, not singular.
Yeah, to have like the magic element too, when Superman's coming into the fray,
and it's super comic-y, and the dialogue's even comic-y, but since it's animated, it's a bit more digestible. I think that'll translate to making more comic-y dialogue in live action.
Yeah, and I appreciate the respect for the action scenes that do feel carried over. That was one of my favorite things about the DC animated movies, was like a lot of those action scenes, and it did feel very reminiscent of that.
I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, I like this. I like this one way more than the first episode. I thought the first episode was fine, but this one made me go like, "Oh, I'm really excited for more."
Yeah, I'm excited for next week now. I'm excited for episode 3. I'm excited for this momentum. So this has been absolutely glorious. I'm glad this one hit you more, and I like this one even more than the first. I think my expectations for the first were just, oh, I'm curious how I connect to these characters, and then I connected, so I was impressed. And then this one, taking the bolder swings, telling a different story altogether already, not having to get a full 3-act. Like the first act, I was afraid the first 3 episodes might feel Task Force X/ME, and instead it just feels like its own thing in episode 2. So really digging this. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
What you think, Anya?
Anya!
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
I thought it was a much better episode than episode 1. I liked it a lot. I like the storyline of the Bride and Frankenstein. Still on the fence about how I feel about Frankenstein. As a romantics, I like the Bride's relationship with the creator. But
I think you're supposed to.
Well, there's a poor things quality. Like that. It's like the born sexy.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't?
No.
You gotta react to it.
I hear it'll be really hard to get up on YouTube.
That's real.
Huh. Okay, well, have you heard of the born sexy yesterday trope?
No.
Or have you seen any Bruce Willis film?
Yes.
Was Bruce Willis born sexy?
No, but typically in his films, there's like a dystopian nature where he meets
like
a
Lilu.
girl. Yes,
Lilu
like,
was born
where
sexy.
He meets a girl who just entered the universe, like whether she's a robot or a person that was created.
What Bruce Willis movies are you thinking of besides Fifth Element?
Yeah, that's the only one I had.
I think Fifth Element is the top of mind one.
Like Lilu is very like her
She
innocence.
doesn't know anything.
Yeah,
He's teaching her.
And the whole 9 yards.
Right. Yes.
Sixth Sense.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Definitely that one
But
for sure.
it's
Samuel
like-
Jackson born yesterday.
But it's like you don't have anyone else to compare this person to. Of course, you're gonna think they're great.
Fair.
So I'm interested to see where this relationship will go.
Dug it.
Cool.
We did it. Episode 2. We'll be back next week. Hit that notification bell so you know when it drops. Very excited for episode 3. Let us know in the comments below what you're digging so far. And hit that like. We appreciate you. Bye, guys.